So hey guys, and welcome back to Born Traveller, and welcome to Ohrid in Macedonia. Okay, let's get started. So when it comes to accommodation here in Ohrid, it's actually hard to decide what to do because you can pay that bit more and get a lake view. Unfortunately, these kind of places are going to be about 50 to 100 euros per day. They're certainly not cheap, but if you did want to splash out and get that view, I would highly recommend spending it in Ohrid. It really is worth it. Basically two parts. There's here the old town, which is the more expensive part, and as I say, you can get some really nice places. But if you want to save money, you basically want to go down the lake and go inland this way, and you can pick a lot of Airbnbs up. I got my Airbnb for $300 for the month, which is absolutely incredible, and it's September, so the weather's still good. Now don't misunderstand, the guy discounted it quite a lot. It was a rare deal. I don't think you'd probably get that. I was just lucky that he discounted it for me. So even if you're only stopping for say a couple of weeks, I'd still put it on Airbnb for a month. You might save yourself quite a lot of money in terms of discounts because they heavily discount the monthly rates here in Ohrid, especially out of season. If you come between October and say May, you will get some really incredible deals really close to the lake. Now I know this is a budget channel, but if you ever did want to splash out on somewhere amazing, these Airbnbs here, there's a few of them. If you check out on Airbnb, you can get some lakefront properties that basically you've got your own private veranda for around $100 a night in September or October, and you can see it's warm enough for people to still sunbathe. It's 25 degrees today. So in terms of hostels, this is probably the cheapest one I've seen in town. It's actually above the bus station, but it is quite far from the lake. It's probably a 25-minute walk, but it's only €10 a night. So when it comes to food here in Ohrid, there are many choices, lots of restaurants, but unfortunately a lot of them are $5 to $7 per meal, and that's without the drink. So if you do need to save money, especially for lunch and breakfast, come here. It's the bakery. It's really not hard to find. It's basically near the flag, near the pier. You just walk down this main street and you basically come to this bakery. You can get sandwiches here from about $2, and they're really filling. There's also pastries and stuff. You can also get coffee, so you can get breakfast and lunch here for $2, maybe $3 at maximum. Really saving yourself a lot of money. The coffees here are actually very expensive. I've paid up to $3 for a coffee here, just for a macchiato. So if you don't want to save some money, there's these machines, and this one is right behind the Ram store and Tynex. They're dotted all over, and they're pretty cheap. They're only 30 dinara for a macchiato, which is pretty good. So if you get probably 2 of them, that'll probably be enough. It'll fill the cup. And obviously you can go and then you can just sit by the lake. It costs you next to nothing. If you are craving like American food, like burgers, there is Pink Panther here. It's not bad, it's pretty good value, but I wouldn't say the food's the best, and hygiene doesn't look the best in there, but so eat it at your own risk. I did eat it and I was okay, but I probably wouldn't recommend it the best place, but it is cheap. If you're looking for the cheapest food in town, I think it's here. There's a doner kebab place. You can get a kebab for about $2.50, and it's quite filling. You get quite a lot, and actually the food's really good here. Really nice sauces, so I really recommend this place. It's basically on the main street. You just walk down from the flag, from the pier, and you'll find it on the left hand side as you walk down. You come into the old town. The best restaurant I found that's right on the lakefront is here, this one, the Noah Lounge Bar. This is probably the best value I've seen. You can get breakfast here for about $3 or $4, so it's not bad. So when it comes to things to see and do, obviously the main thing is you want to take a boat trip around the lake, and basically the boat trips here go from Ohrid to a place called St. Nom, which is an old church. It also stops here at the Bay of Bones, but don't do it on Monday because they're closed, so best time to go is Tuesday to Sunday. The trip itself, as you can see, starts from €15, and that's for the bigger boat, and they stop off at 2 or 3 places. It also includes the springs, which is at St. Noms, which is some clear springs you can see. However, I would recommend going for the smaller boats like this. They're €25, but you get to stop off at some places that are absolutely fabulous, like another monastery, this one. Basically, the big boats can't go there, so you can stop off at this place, and it really is worth it. You learn a lot about the history of this lake as well. They're starting to find evidence that this, could be the oldest settlement in Europe, which is quite incredible. You can do ATV tours that cost about €50 an hour, and also there's paragliding from about €70. So there's lots of adventure stuff to do as well as just the boat rides. Obviously another thing to see and do is just walk around the old town. There's lots of things to see and do. The old town dates back hundreds of years, and there's quite a lot to do, to be honest. And there's little museums, there's loads of cafes, bars, there's shops. There is ATMs here, you can get money out. If you want to work remotely, you can do here quite easily. It's just a lovely place to walk through, to be honest. So if you've never been here, it's quite a treat. I don't actually normally mention this in my videos, but this is really important. If you do want to come to Ohrid, I highly recommend coming in the months of March, April, May, or September, October, November. You don't want to be in Ohrid in June, July, August when the crowds are here, because it is packed. It is really, really packed. So when you get into the old town, this is the first place you come to, and it's definitely a must. This is one of the old churches. It's called this. I'll put it on the screen now. It's about $2 to go inside it. We've got frescoes. If you didn't do the boat trip, definitely come here, because pretty much you're seeing the same thing as you are in St. Narm. So for $2 instead of 15, you can see almost the same thing. The next thing to come to is this, the amphitheatre, the Roman amphitheatre. It's absolutely beautiful. They actually have turned it into like a little bit of a concert hall, so sometimes there will be concerts on here. And I imagine the acoustics would actually be incredible. I mean, Roman engineering at its finest. And there you go, guys. This is it. This is the view you come for. This is the best view in town. It's quite a climb up. As you can see, I'm out of breath. When it comes to food shopping, this is probably one of the best ones to go for. Ram store. As I say, it's right in the centre, so it depends where you are in town, but Ram stores are pretty good. There is also this place, Tynex, which is right behind Ram store. It's slightly bigger, and they do, as you can see, they do more meats, more fresh produce, so probably one of the better stores to go to, and it's right in the centre of town, so pretty easy. Along here, there's lots of places to eat that you can get food from. So if you're after clothes for men or women, I highly recommend coming here. LC Waikiki. It's pretty cheap. It's not brand, but it's pretty good value for money. So in terms of electronics, this is pretty much the only place in town. You've got Anhoc. If you're here for a while and they don't have what you need, they can order it from another store. It's probably going to take about 3 or 4 days to get here, but you can order like iPads and stuff like that. So definitely check that place out. When it comes to money here in Ohrid, I would bring cash. I would bring euros. You can exchange them. There's plenty of exchange offices. Right next to the bakery I mentioned, there's a lot of ATMs, but I would recommend the ATM is to go to is TTK, the one that guy is at actually. It's not that bad to take money out in Macedonia. It costs around $2-3 per transaction for about $300, so it's really not that expensive for me using Wise. When it comes to banking, I recommend Wise. Wise offer a multi-currency account that you can keep up to 50 different currencies in. So open a borderless account today and get started. Link in the description. So when it comes to internet here in Ohrid, it's actually pretty simple. You can just go here. You can buy a SIM card here for basically 300 dinar, which is about $6. And you get 100 gigabytes worth of data, and it's really fast, like 70 or 80 megabytes a second. Just tether that from your phone to your laptop and you're good to go. But most cafes, hostels and Airbnbs have good internet, and the Wi-Fi here is 200 megasecond. It's really fast internet here in Ohrid, so you've never got any problems. But as I say, if you do want a SIM card, come here to A1. When it comes to healthcare in Ohrid, there is actually quite a good hospital. It's on the outskirts of town. And there's also really good pharmacies. Pharmacies here are a bit of a hit and miss. Some will give you antibiotics without a prescription, others won't. It's a bit weird, so just shop around if you can't get what you want, and maybe just go and ask another one and they probably will sell it to you. If you want to stay healthy abroad, I always recommend having travel insurance. Never leave home without it. The travel insurance I use is Safety Wings. They offer comprehensive travel insurance for €50 a month. Link in the description. In terms of safety here in Ohrid, it's very safe. There is police here. I don't think there's any problems too much. I've walked around late at night and I've not really had any problems. It's very family orientated here, so in terms of crime I don't think there's any problems. Obviously just take the usual precautions. I think the main thing is when you're in the old town, unfortunately they do allow cars, which is so frustrating. So the cars come whizzing through, so just be careful, especially the motorbikes. You can get run over. So when it comes to transport here in Ohrid, to be honest, there is a few options. The first option is obviously taxi from the bus station to town, and to be honest it's probably the easiest way to get into town. You could walk, it's about half an hour walk to the pier, so it's up to you. It depends on how hot it is and how fit you are. But taxis here, they're not bad. They are going to rip you off slightly. They're probably going to charge like €5, which, yeah, it's quite expensive. It's only like 2 or 3 kilometres, maybe 4 kilometres, but I still don't think it's that bad what they charge people. Also take a taxi to the Macedonian-Albanian border if you stop in Podrek, which is the Albanian side of the lake. I've stopped there myself, and there's actually a video if you want to watch that. It's pretty good. Actually around 10 to 12 euros. It's really not that expensive. It'll take about 20 minutes. If you are coming here by car, there's lots of parking on the pier, and obviously it depends on what day you come. It can be quite busy. There also is electric plugs to plug your car in as well, so you can, if you've got a Tesla, you can bring your electric car here. Actually, it's amazing. If you are here for a month, I would recommend hiring a bicycle. I got this for €60 for the month, which is quite expensive. It's probably worth more than the bike, but to be honest, it's probably worth it. It's €2 a day, and I think it's worth it because this town, there's not many buses. Taxis are not that expensive, but they are going to mount up if you're using them all the time. But it is quite a spread out place unless you really like walking. So when it comes to getting here and away from Ohrid, come here, the bus station. Basically, if you walk in here, there's a little counter on your right hand side, and you can book tickets to Skopje. You can also book tickets to Tirana and more international destinations. Yeah, you just book your tickets in there. The bus to Tirana runs at 8 AM once a day, and the bus to Skopje runs almost hourly, so it depends on where you want to go as to how frequent they are. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification button, and I will see you next time.